Okay, let's dive into this. You work hard, right? You put in the hours and you wait for that direct deposit to hit your account every couple of weeks. But somehow, at the end of the month, you look at your bank balance and just wonder, where on earth did it all go? Look, if you feel like you're doing absolutely everything right but still falling behind, you are definitely not alone. Today, we're going to expose the hidden traps that are literally silently draining your wealth. We're breaking down the toxic money habits keeping people struggling, and much more importantly, how you can stop doing them today so you can finally start achieving true financial freedom. So why do high earners still go broke? Honestly, we see it all the time. People are pulling in massive six-figure incomes, doctors, lawyers, top executives, and yet they're living paycheck to paycheck, totally drowning in stress. How is that even mathematically possible? Well, it boils down to the simple fact that no matter how much income you generate, your daily money habits matter infinitely more. It's often due to this thing called lifestyle creep. Basically, as your income goes up, so do your really expensive habits. You simply cannot out-earn a spending problem. Wealth isn't about what you make, it is entirely about what you keep and how you multiply it. Think of it like a bucket with holes in the bottom. Pouring more water in, that doesn't solve the problem. These bad habits we're about to cover, they're the holes in your financial bucket. Now, as we go through these, I really want you to pay close attention to the absolute silent killer on our list. That's habit number 7. It silently keeps millions of people completely broke, and honestly, almost nobody talks about it. It's a massive mindset flaw that sabotages your future before it even has a chance to begin. I promise you, if you stick with me until the end of this explainer, recognizing and breaking this final habit is going to completely shift your financial reality. But to get there, we got to start at the surface level with the mistakes we make in plain sight. So society has totally programmed us to believe that wealth is just what we can see, right? The designer clothes, the oversized house, and especially the car. But here is the harsh reality of our first toxic habit, living to impress others. Let's say you finance a brand new $80,000 luxury SUV that you can't really afford, just to flex on your neighbors at a red light. The second you drive that vehicle off the lot, it loses up to 20% of its value. You lock yourself into this massive, suffocating monthly payment, and guess what? Your neighbors don't actually care. Meanwhile, your net worth is literally plummeting as that asset depreciates. That's just the illusion of wealth. True wealth is often the modest sedan driven by the millionaire who prioritizes investments over flashy status symbols. And that desire to look rich feeds directly into another highly dangerous trap, which is habit number 4, spending every single paycheck. When you look at how money is allocated, if your income slice is 100% spending with absolutely 0% going to savings and investing, you're walking a tightrope without a net. Zeroing out your savings completely traps you in this super stressful paycheck-to-paycheck prison. One unexpected medical bill, one major car repair, or a sudden job loss, and bam, your entire financial life collapses. You just end up working solely to pay for your past and your present, leaving literally nothing for your future self. So maybe you're sitting there thinking, okay, I don't spend it all. I keep my money in my checking account. But even if you save, what if you never invest? This brings us to habit number 2. Keeping all your hard-earned money sitting entirely in cash is a guaranteed way to lose your purchasing power. Why? Because of this invisible thief called inflation. As the money supply grows, your dollar buys less and less every single day. The cost of your groceries, your housing, your energy, it all just goes up. Saving is playing defense, but investing, that's your offense. And you absolutely need a strong offense to actually build wealth. Now, if you aren't investing, the only thing compounding in your life might just be high-interest debt, which is habit number 3. Borrowing money at steep rates, like those 25% credit cards, causes your balances to rapidly snowball out of control. It is a mathematical monster, guys. Think about it. The stock market historically returns around 8 to 10% a year, but credit cards can charge you well over 20%. The math guarantees that you're going to fall behind. High-interest debt is the exact opposite of investing. The bank's money is aggressively stealing from your future while you sleep, completely wiping out any financial progress you try to make overnight. And this brilliantly illustrates the root cause of all these previous habits, which really comes down to a massive financial knowledge gap. We aren't born knowing how compound interest works, how to read an amortization schedule, or how to build a diversified portfolio. And unfortunately, the traditional school system completely fails to teach us these basic, essential survival skills for the modern economy. This gap in knowledge leaves us totally exposed, operating on guesses and emotions rather than actual strategy and math. Because of that knowledge gap, people get desperate for a shortcut. This brings us to habits 5 and 6, chasing get-rich-quick schemes and never learning about money. When you ignore your financial education, you become incredibly vulnerable to extreme risk. You fall for the next crypto pump and dump, that flashy day trading course, or empty promises of overnight riches. People take these wild, uncalculated risks because they desperately want to catch up. But spoiler alert, there is no shortcut. Ignoring how money works ensures you remain a prime target for scams, completely missing out on the boring but honestly beautiful reality of steady, long-term wealth building. So, we've covered the toxic need to impress others, the absolute danger of never investing, the mathematical monster of high-interest debt, that miserable paycheck-to-paycheck trap, and the sheer lack of financial education. But I promised you at the very beginning of this explainer that there was one final silent killer. It's a habit so deeply ingrained in our modern culture that almost no one even recognizes the damage it causes until it's way too late. So what is the ultimate wealth trap? What is the core underlying reason holding millions of smart, capable people back from achieving real financial freedom? Here it is, habit number 7, thinking short-term. Psychologists actually call this time discounting. Basically, our brains are hardwired to prefer an immediate, smaller reward today over a massive reward in the future. In our on-demand world, we want our food delivered in 10 minutes, our entertainment instantly, and our wealth by next Tuesday. But true financial freedom, that is a decade-long game. The inability to delay gratification and plan for the future is the underlying mindset keeping millions broke. Thinking short-term means you're choosing the immediate pleasure of a new purchase today over the lasting peace of financial independence tomorrow. If you cannot project your mindset 5 or 10 years into the future, you will always sacrifice your ultimate wealth for just a bit of temporary comfort. So the crucial point is this. Awareness is a great first step, but action is the only thing that actually changes your reality. We know the traps now. We know the monsters waiting in the dark to steal your financial security. Now we're going to flip the script. It is time to move away from the problem and jump right into the solution. We're going to replace these toxic habits with a concrete, actionable plan that puts you right back in the driver's seat of your life. Let's look at your blueprint. To build real financial freedom, you've got to build a completely new system. Here are the 5 steps you can take today. Step 1, stop impressing others. Reclaim your income by ignoring what people think of the car you drive. Step 2, aggressively pay off that bad, high-interest debt. Slay that monster. Step 3, once that's done, invest consistently. Redirect those funds to automatically buy assets that outpace inflation. Step 4, learn daily. Dedicate just a little time every single day to understanding money. And Step 5, think decades ahead. It's all about shifting your mindset, delaying gratification today so you can have total freedom tomorrow. So I'm challenging you to answer this honestly for yourself right now. Which of these habits will you break today? Is it the impulse spending? Is it finally taking the time to actually understand your investments? Or maybe it's changing your time horizon to think long-term? Because look, knowledge without execution is really just entertainment. It is time to take immediate action. If you found value in breaking down these concepts today and you are truly serious about taking control of your financial destiny, hit subscribe to Richify Finance. We have so much more wealth-building explainer content coming your way to guide you on this journey. This blueprint really is the foundation of a lifelong process. You must learn the rules of the game, invest your resources wisely, and continually grow your mindset. But right before we go, I want you to do something for me. Fast forward 10 years into the future. Seriously, picture it. If you change absolutely nothing about your daily habits today, what exact financial reality will your future self be forced to live in? The choice is entirely yours. See you in the next explainer.